Welcome to another edition of Straight Shooting Sports Talk, and I'm your host, Dujane Bland. And today, we're going to talk about two great NBA Finals games in the Golden State Warriors, and the Spurs, and the Grizz and the Thunder. Now, looking at the Warriors and the Spurs, what a great game. I mean, the Spurs looked as if they were playing pretty well and looked like they were going to take that game. But the Warriors had something to say about that. And Mark Jackson should get a ton of credit the way he's coaching this team. They look like a veteran squad. I mean, they really do not get fazed by very much. They have an excellent game plan. And like I said before, this team in the Spurs, they're a little aged. Tony Parker's older. Ginobili's older. We know that these guys, if you run them around enough, which they are doing when they can execute their game plan, chasing guys through screens, having and forcing them to work on both ends of the floor, it's making it tough on those guys. And you saw it at the end of that game. It was a runaway. They just needed to get it to an extra period to win the game. They could have won it in regulation. I felt there were some shots there that they really had their way to the inside and could have really finished the game in regulation. But we saw it in overtime. I mean, Golden State really had their way with them, and you could see that they still had the energy. They still had the ability to continue to play on. And as for the Spurs, they looked pretty gassed. So as we can see, it's going to go right back to San Antonio, but you can throw home court advantage out of the way. I think this is all predicated on game plan and who's going to come in and fight the hardest. This is all on Mark Jackson. If Mark Jackson can continue to get these guys to play the way they have been playing this entire series, I think you see Golden State get into the next round. And what a feat that would be for a young team playing against a veteran team who's very, very, very skilled and have been here and done that in these here playoffs. So hats off to Golden State. Hats off to Mark Jackson. Now we look at the Grizzlies and Thunder. This series could have gone either way, and really the records could be tipped either to the left or to the right between both these teams. We're talking about 3 or 4 points down the stretch in a lot of these games that really have decided them. A shot here or a shot there, made or missed by either team, and we talking about the Thunder leading this series. But the way it has fallen, the Grizz are leading this series. And like I said before, it's very imperative without a Westbrook that Kevin Durant has a guy that can come in, score 20 points, 25 points, and contribute and help him out. Kevin Durant is not going to be able to beat this Grizzly team by himself in scoring a boatload of points and doing this all on his own and putting it all on his shoulders. It's going to have to be a team effort because we know that the Memphis Grizzlies play great team basketball. They hustle on both ends of the floor. And most importantly, they run their offense and they execute their offense very well and take a lot of inside shots. And they force you to work extremely hard on the other end to try to get your shots. And hey, Kevin's only working with a few guys, kind of a new lineup, being that Westbrook has been out. It throws the chemistry off a little bit. So we're going to see how this is all going to pan out. But like I said, throughout all the series, we have some great basketball that we're looking at. And these 4 teams here are really, really going after it. And it's going to be interesting to see. Will Memphis get over the hump? Will the Warriors get over the hump? Well, we're going to have to wait and see. But boy, we have been treated so far. Well, we thank you for tuning in to our show. Again, as we've said before, if you have something that you'd like to hear from us, our take on it, and you have a question for us, shoot us an email to Straight Shooting Sports Talk, or Straight Shooting ST, buddy, Straight Shooting ST at gmail.com. And as always, comment. We'll keep the dialogue going. We'll keep that conversation going, and we'll have fun with it. And always subscribe to the show. Again, We thank you for tuning in to another episode of Straight Shooting Sports Talk.